The fighting has ceased for now. Commence physical training. Keep your weapon at the ready. You never know what's around the corner. A strong body shows strength and instills confidence in others around you. I must always stay at the top of my game.
Testing. Yeah, I do sound higher than the in-game dialogue. Okay. Just mute you. Headphones on. Still wish I didn't lose half of my good headphones, but whatever.
The fighting has ceased for now. Commence physical training.
No, thank you. I don't even know why I have you as the active character. What's up, Twitch? It's your Lord and Savior King D353 here of another episode of Let's Play Genshin Impact. That's not what I wanted to click. There's really no point in the last episode recap since this is very, episodic in nature. But, screw it, I'll give a last episode recap anyway. Last time we did a hangout with Kaveh. And this time we are going to do the Bhaizu character story. Do I not have Chi-Chi on any of my teams? It feels weird doing this and not having Chi-Chi around. You know what?
What's happening?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the DPS now. Let's make the jankest DPS Chi-Chi team ever. I forgot to make that the actual party. 1 sec. The QiPS squad is prepared. QiPS. That sounds less like a DPS and more like a fucking guidance system. Alright, I feel like before we do the Bhaizu story quest, just for the sake of killing time so everyone can show up, I'm going to test the QiPS team. Let's see how powerful Team QiPS is. QiPS being spelled QiPS, of course. And I've done jack and shit of the weekly bosses, so quite frankly now is a great time to have an excuse to just randomly fight one. It's not like it's abnormal for me to have a warm-up fight. I used to do these regularly before the stream would start, actually. Hey, child, you want to get your ass kicked by a healer?
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
Wait, what?
Faster? Okay, faster.
Did bro just no-diff Chung Yun?
Cryo incarnate!
Possible level.
I must live on. Oh.
Not bad, not bad.
Faster?
Not bad.
Okay,
You've
faster.
got a trick or two.
Obey! Rain outlines
All
your
you do is
fate.
run.
I am outplayed. Manifest! Get with me!
Nope. Fuck. Okay. You're fine, teacher. You're fine.
You've got some skills.
Was my Chung Yun, not my Chung Yun, was my Jinkyus that low health when I started this fight? Or is Child's damage just way higher than I remember?
So, don't you dare disappoint me. Foul legacy, the devouring deep.
I feel like if anybody entered this randomly, they're gonna be very confused. Also, how do I skip this? Ah, there we go. Let me out. I said let me out. Thank you. Hi.
Obey!
Oh. I don't think Shenhe actually hit, so
Rise.
I'm not really getting a damage bonus from her.
Like... I didn't feel that. Like...
I'm going to assume that's what Chi-Chi says for low damaging
Looking for a
hits.
fight, lightning?
I didn't feel that.
Like... Unleash! Dissipate! Like... Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
That awkward moment when the wind makes Chi-Chi react more than your actual deadly attack. Oh, that was fun. Also, I killed him way faster than I should have. My Chi-Chi's not even built for DPS. That was fun. That was fun. It was a complete waste of time for anybody who came in here expecting to see the Bhaizu story quest happening, but that was still fun. Let's heal up and then we'll actually do the story quest. QiPS. QiPS. You know what? I'm gonna build a DPS Chi-Chi now. The fact that that actually went better than it had any right to means that I should build QiPS. I'm making DPS Chi-Chi. This is gonna be a team that's gonna destroy souls. Probably not in the Spiral Abyss, but I don't actually play the Spiral Abyss. Sadly, it seems my warm-up did not buy time for someone to show up, or at the very least, not anybody active in chat. That's fine, though. I need to learn to stop caring about that and just focus on the stream more. Although, in my defense, if there's no one here to watch the stream, what becomes the point of focusing on the stream, you know? I forgot how pretty the wings I gave Chi-Chi was. I really need to play Chi-Chi as my main DPS more often. Ah yes, the other good thing about having Chi-Chi as a main DPS is that you'll never die. Because your main DPS is a healer whether she wants to be or not. If Chi-Chi doesn't show up in Bhaizu's story quest, we riot. Eh? Oh, I guess I didn't want to be in Boo Boo Pharmacy. I wanted to be in front of it. Chi-Chi! Damn it, I couldn't get the meme off. I wanted to stare at myself.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
This kid must be so offended hearing that from someone smaller than him. Hi, Pika Twig. I've just learned the fun that is DPS Chi-Chi. I kicked Child's ass with her. Now we're doing the actual character story.
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
So, here's an interesting fact. Chi-Chi was supposed to have a character quest. Enough of the dialogue was less than the code for people to figure out what was going to be about. That's good to know, because Chi-Chi deserves a character quest, and the fact that she doesn't have one is a sin against nature. Another fun fact, based on what Pika Twig just told me, Chi-Chi and Kaching are the only 5 stars without character quests. Actually, no, that's not true. I don't think Shenhe has one either, because Shenhe's was just part of the fucking Archon quest.
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
Hi, Chi-Chi.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
Yo, you adults need to learn to fucking listen to kids when they speak.
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Getting lost has nothing to do with age, Paimon.
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Rite, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
The owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. He must mean Bhaizu.
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler?
It'll be a piece of cake for us.
Changshan can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog. Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Would you prefer I talk about you to your face? I don't know if that's a good Chi-Chi impression or not.
Changsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Bhaizu?
Uncle Bhaizu.
If memory serves, calling older people uncle is a normal thing in Chinese culture. I say if memory serves because, like, all I know about Chinese culture comes from Genshin Impact and Scissor 7. And, like, one conversation I overheard from a Chinese person.
Changsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can recall.
Yes, Dr. Bhaizu.
Ayu explains his father's health situation to
I see.
Bhaizu.
And your family lives near Qingse village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Rite. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
I don't like her name. It's too similar to Zhongli.
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Bhaizu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Yes, please, more Chi-Chi!
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
You can count on us.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first.
No!
Once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
How dare you deny me more Chi-Chi screen time, you bastards!
Family is very important.
How do you know that? You don't even have a family.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
The Heart of Healing. Start. Let's talk to ourselves.
His family. We have to find them.
How do I point at you? I want to complete the meme. At the very least, we can take a picture of this. And because I know I'm going to forget I had that there. Yes, this is how I store pictures that I print screen. I don't know how else to store the pictures I print screen. Leave me alone. Alright, now let's read that fun fact that Pika dropped. The plot would have had Chi-Chi looking for a medicine for a kid and their mom, who had some sort of illness that caused them to see shadowy illusions. And it would have shown how much Chi-Chi lacks a concept of time, with the Traveler and Paimon needing to explain what yesterday means.
Cooler.
Okay, when you first said Chi-Chi didn't understand the concept of time, I was afraid you were going to say that she took like weeks to find it and the family died to the illusions or some shit. Which would actually be a really interesting yet dark story. But, cool. Thanks for the knowledge, Pika. Okay, where the fuck am I going? Ah, to the front gate of Liyue Harbor. I do the same thing with print screen, so no need to worry. Good to know. I love these wings on Chi-Chi so much. Even if it's blatantly out of canon for Chi-Chi to have fucking Raiden Eyes wings. If anything, I should have Zhongli's wings, but tell me this purple doesn't look pretty on Chi-Chi's back.
We searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Bhaizu. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
We'll take that area.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
And a silly fun thing that I just get a laugh from, Chi-Chi's the English VA is also the voice of the unknown god. Ah, so Chi-Chi's the one that kidnapped Lumine. I can't hate her for that. Don't get me wrong, I'd very much like to have my sister back, but at the same time, Chi-Chi's adorable, so... Well, what can I do? I guess Chi-Chi will just have to replace Lumine now. You hear that, Chi-Chi? You're my little sister now. Oh, I thought he said Chad and got very confused.
There's somebody over there!
Is there? I'm too blind to see them.
Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
Clearly he can't hear us.
Watch where you're going!
Was that Yanfei? Oh, it's Hu Tao. Best girl. Why are you in Baiju's story quest?
Oh, dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you alright?
Okay, I'm glad to know Hu Tao isn't the type to kill people for more customers. I totally thought she was that type. But I guess this confirms that Hu Tao does not want people to off themselves. That's good.
Huh? Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao!
My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and... my worst nightmare.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
But Tish.
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Ayu? Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Do I sound like I remember, kid?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Okay, even if you have bad memory, you're literally groaning right now. I don't think you need to ask that question.
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hu Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Bhaizu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs?
We about to have a Dr. Dick measuring contest here.
Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
What?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
As usual.
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
What? Bro ate God?
Yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
And God's about to blow up inside his stomach. Bounce chicka wow wow, but also fuck.
I'm sorry. What?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Who. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Bhaizu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Yes, please do. More Hu Tao content as well. I need more Hu Tao. I need more Chi-Chi. I need all of this.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Okay, why the fuck do you two hate each other? Don't forget that we're here too. We won't let things get out of hand.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jialiang here.
The same stuff they put into Kale back in the webcomic. I never watched the webcomic, so, good to know, I guess.
I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake, and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Actually, now I'm wondering, if Bhaizu and Hu Tao fought, who would win? Hu Tao is canonically one of the weakest vision users as she's not a trained fighter. But Baiju's at his fucking deathbed, so I actually wonder who would have won this clash.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once.
The group returns back to the room at the back room at Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do wonder why they hate each other though, since Hu Tao doesn't mind keeping people alive.
Within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation. I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
I mean, it should be obvious why Hu Tao doesn't like Bhaizu. Chi-Chi. I mean, it's not like Baiju's the one that brought her back to life. She came back to life on her own, and he just happened to find her. Plus, to my knowledge, where we are in the lore, Hu Tao no longer wants Chi-Chi buried, since she learned about Chi-Chi's situation.
Dr. Bhaizu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Wait, where's Hu Tao and Chi-Chi? Chi-Chi should be in the pharmacy, and Hu Tao said she was coming with us. Whatever.
Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Bhaizu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
Alright, there's Hu Tao. It was just a bad camera angle. Chi-Chi's still missing, but hopefully I'll get to see her again.
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed.
Is it a grim prognosis?
No. I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Bhaizu.
I'm sorry, it takes a day to deal with memory loss? Bullshit.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
Pouch.
However, It would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
We'll be hanging around too.
See you tomorrow, Bhaizu and Changcheng.
Bye for now, everyone.
Are you ready, Bhaizu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come.
Whoops. I think I accidentally ended that line early. So the god oh wait.
All's well that ends well, huh?
You're really dumb if you think this story quest is done already, Paimon. So the god residue was the thing that the doctor put into Childe. At minimum, the residue stuff can cause explosions. Interesting. Also fucking terrifying. Also, the way Bhaizu was talking there, I could be wrong. I'm probably very wrong. But I think Baiju's taking the god residue into himself. After all, Baiju's already on the verge of death, so if he blows up, nothing bad will happen. Or maybe he has a way of not blowing up. I don't fucking know. But that weird way they were talking, I know it's supposed to think something's up, and if I had to guess on what was up, I'd guess he's taking the god residue into himself. He's sickly after all, and that's how Kale felt that she experimented on. I think. Friendly reminder that I've never actually read the webcomic myself, I've only heard people talk about it. So my theory could be extremely off base.
You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Bhaizu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
You mean Ayu's mother?
Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Yay! Nosing in on other people's affairs. Alright, Chi-Chi, let's learn about your master. Where am I going?
Faster? Okay, faster.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
So...
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like?
I don't even remember him being brought up in conversation.
Oh, and also, how come you and Bhaizu could tell so quickly that Jialiang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
What the fuck? No, that doesn't ring a bell. What the hell?
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Bhaizu learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Goddamn.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
I mean, one deals in death and the other deals in life. I could see why that would happen in a fictional world.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng funeral parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Bhaizu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Bhaizu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Immortality?
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Bhaizu himself about all of this tomorrow.
I already know that I can't, but I'm gonna try anyway. Yep, only works in Sumeru. Seriously, why do you only work in Sumeru? What are you doing, Nahida? I need answers to how you work. It's not like we have the Akasha terminals as an excuse anymore. We don't. Alright, so I need to skip to between 8 and 10 of the next morning. Anything new? Speculations about Bhaizu being Dendro Archon, we didn't know shit. And Sino was aware of this stuff as well, as he was the one who cured Kale. Interesting. I assumed it was the Mondstadters that cured Kale, because I recall that she was in Mondstadt in the comics.
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
I like the implication that as I fast forwarded time, Chi-Chi was stretching throughout all of it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2.
I wonder if Chi-Chi's been using the same clothes for the millennia that she's been frozen and shit. I still see a lack of Chi-Chi in their game.
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Bhaizu's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Bhaizu.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Bhaizu. It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Bhaizu. I'm not that unreasonable.
That's interesting. Bhaizu looks a little worse for wear. Yep, I'm convinced he took it into himself. Something's wrong.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Bhaizu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Ah, yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Changsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now.
Too late, I saw it.
But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Hey, how convenient. Hi. I'm surprised he's not sharing it with Chi-Chi. She'll just forget it.
Who's there?
It's me.
Why did you follow us here?
Because I can. I thought you were looking a little unwell.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Yeah, I don't think air's gonna help that cough, buddy.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Bhaizu did not cure Jia Liang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Life force?
Bhaizu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jia Liang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jia Liang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace.
I mean, you gotta admit, Chong's a pretty awesome necklace.
Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
So what you're telling me, Chung's, that you're an old lady.
Please, that's enough.
You're looking even worse now than before. Are you sure you're okay?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Jiangsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Bullshit, you're coughing your lungs up, my dude.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own. Baiju.
Oops.
Don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
Has he? Oh, right, he has. Oh, wait, I should actually wait before I do. So what are the next steps?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
His wife poisoned him. She was tired of dealing with the man with no memories. Maybe. I don't know. Do you know where his house is?
Yes. I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Qiqi to look after the pharmacy.
Damn it, I want more Qiqi screen time!
As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple, Jiangli.
Whoops. Hey, don't you fucking dare. Alright, let's see. Sino travel all the way to Mondstadt. I think it was said that Lisa was the one that contacted him. They never finished translating the webcomic. I don't know why I'm imagining Changsheng's voice as an alternate reality voice of Paimon. That would be interesting. If in an alternate world, Paimon and Changsheng were reversed. So we had a little snake companion. Likely in that instance, the reason we would be able to align to the elements is specifically because of Changsheng's chi control, transferring the statue's elemental power to us. Now, what the reason for Paimon being an assistant to a medical expert, it would be beyond me. Maybe fairies have healing magic or something, I don't know. I don't think I've seen this NPC before. An Adeptus? Is it Zhao? Aw, she has a crush on Zhao. How cute. Wait, which way? Oh, it's down. I'm over it. I'm gonna land on your house.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiangli?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang.
Wait, Changsheng, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened?
I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Bhaizu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
I mean, he could be both. He could care about others and have schemes.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiangli has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Okay, Chi-Chi will look over here, because the magical yellow dot tells her to. Several faint marks can be seen on the pillar, and it was used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner I can leave. Judging by a number of marks on the pillars, the family has led a secluded existence here for many, many years. Alright, so the mom wanted to fucking dip ASAP. The firewood is neatly stacked and the logs are cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile had begun to rot. Must have been a while since any new work has been added to the pile. Memory serves, rotten wood's actually better for burning, so that might not be a bad thing. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it all down for now and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
Chi-Chi is coming.
What is this?
That is a bag with dark energy. It's a bottle, actually.
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains.
Is it? Breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No. Your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Alive?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases.
What the
This
fuck?
ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading!
He was going back towards Shinsei Village.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient. The mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang?
His wife.
Hey! Why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden?
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself?
You dumb bit!
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs.
I love how annoyed Afer's face is right now, like, fucking really, Paimon. Fucking really.
Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li?
Nice job, Paimon.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
Sadly, murder between husband and wives aren't uncommon.
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jialiang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know of a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother lode is purged.
Ah, okay.
So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
I've only heard rumors, nothing concrete.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
You, of all people, aren't allowed to call others old.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this?
Well,
She lied.
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon.
Does that mean Changsheng's the reason why Bhaizu's dying? Or does she just have a very low life force to work on currently?
hey! Plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
I'd like to form a contract with you, Changsheng.
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Bhaizu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Would you like us to bluntly insult you? strange. Bhaizu has a weak constitution. And didn't his master pass away at an early age? Yeah, because they're sharing their fucking life force with Changsheng.
Ugh, Paimon's mad. You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you. Bhaizu, you're Mannequin Man. Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck. This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Actually, I do have someone that I can call.
What?
God, Baiju's character story has so many guests. Zhao, get your ass over here.
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Yeah, Paimon, you never got the same promise as me. Zhao? Zhao, you there?
You called?
That notification matched up with Paimon's screams so well. It's a fucking Hoyle Lab notification too, that makes it even better.
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Bhaizu of Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Let me explain. Actually, I wanted to ask you about dead gods. You tell Zhao everything that's happened.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Ch once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Ch is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground.
I don't like how he pronounced chi. In fact, I fucking hate it.
However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak. I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
I will. Thank you, Zhao.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them. That's Zhao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Why couldn't Chi-Chi be the one to tell us what the problem, you bastards?
Gray? Did you run all the way from Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
God damn, that would have been a long-ass run.
It's Jialiang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Let's catch up with the chat right quick. Let's see, Pikachu doesn't have Chi-Chi and Statue of Likeness. Does that mean Statue's the 7? Honestly, I faded out, so I'm not even sure what statues in his likeness was referring to. I don't remember that being said. I totally believe it was said, I just don't remember it. So normally when I fly, I sing. This time, I'm gonna try to sing as Chi-Chi. I wanna fly so I can't. Okay, that just sounds weird. I'm not doing that. I'm stopping that right now. That sounds worse than my regular singing. My regular singing sounds horrible. Wait, is that? Okay, no, that's inside. I thought it was behind the pharmacy for a second there.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Speaking of, I'm still left wondering what the heck the Abyss Order managed to rob a statue. That's one thing I just don't get. I mean, if Shen-He can lift up an entire boulder, it's not hard to believe someone from the Abyss can lift up a statue. Chi-Chi, why are you squatting? This dude's at your height already.
Don't be scared. Dr. Bhaizu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Bhaizu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
I'm kind of surprised Chi-Chi remembered enough to say what his status was before Gui left. Also, I'm surprised Hu Tao isn't here to give us an earful.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baiju's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jialiang?
I love that Chi-Chi's more interested in me than Ayu. Then again, I guess I am a tad more interesting. So the shorter my character is, the more towards me that Chi-Chi looks. Anyone else notice that? She turns away the taller I get. It's weird. Anyway.
Oh, please don't worry. Dr. Bhaizu will find a way.
But...
Aw. Hey, the lights are on. And I can't buy anything here. Those comedic cutscenes are a lie. I'm much taller behind this counter than the actual cutscene implies. You can quite easily see my hat and a little bit of my hair. Oh, that's enough screwing around. Let's actually advance time.
are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Probably.
Much better, IU. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual.
How much energy did you give him, Bhaizu?
Wait, where's Dr. Bhaizu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh no.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany IU to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Bhaizu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Bhaizu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check up on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again?
Oh no, we were definitely in front of you.
Baizu! Changsheng!
Are you both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
So that's why Jiangli did it.
Still, Using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Fate?
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
What's that?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Bhaizu.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Bhaizu, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Hu Tao. I never noticed the little tassels on her. Well, tassels. Chi-Chi!
Dr. Bhaizu, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Bhaizu, do you mean...
Hop to it now, and remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
I want to know what the end of that statement was. I want to know what Chi-Chi was saying. I feel like the situation may be more serious than we realize, and Chi-Chi may know things we don't. Hi, little girl. Bye, little girl. I can't trigger on top of the house this time.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it.
Bro has the same running speed as a
ache in my
child.
heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
Gu Tao is following us. Should I add her to the team?
Oh, is it time for me to join you?
And Bhaizu will join us automatically.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead? The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Stand with me!
Dissipate. The doctor will see you now.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor's surface. The burn marks on the inside are still fresh. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiangli was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiangli. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiangli to give me the poison.
Jialiang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me. Feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Aha! We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be connected by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of. Mind the side effect.
Stand with me.
You will regret this. Do your masters. Oh! Our bond is strong.
Like... Wheel of life. Fast.
I forgot I put Hu Tao there.
Faster? Okay, faster.
Jiangli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Obey! Our bond is strong.
A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the better. Ta, ta, ka. Ta, ta. Fa, ta. Ta. Fa. Fa. Ta. Ta, ka.
You will regret the manifest. Stand with me.
The doctor.
Ta, ta.
Dr. Bhaizu, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away! It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Bhaizu said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him! Bhaizu, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
This is the point where Hu Tao comes in and says, "Stop being idiots."
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness.
Dr. Bhaizu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days.
But what would be the point of that?
Oops, I didn't even realize I had a dialogue there.
Dr. Bhaizu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see Ayu grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die...
Jialiang...
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Bhaizu, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang, Bhaizu, Changsheng, is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli. What's the point of it all?
You know, it never really hit me how true people are when they say that Genshin Impact spoon feeds a story to you. Because Paimon literally just summarized everything that happened. Yes, Paimon, I'm aware of how sad the situation is. I'm aware that sacrifices were made. You do not need to explain this to me. All we can do right now is honor Jiangling's decision and bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me.
Ah, so that note about almost being able to leave, that wasn't her, that was him.
I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
Ah, he did that so they can't change their mind. There's no potion now. No, we really are doing nothing with the plot line of Hu Tao following us, huh?
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad.
Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang! 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 Jialiang!
How?
Dad, are you awake?
How?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
Are those Chi-Chi's talisman?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Did we just turn him into a zombie?
Dr. Bhaizu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
We just Chi-Chi'd him!
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
I'm slowly seeing why Hu Tao hates you.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jia Liang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingce village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
I knew someone was listening to us during that conversation, so it was Hu Tao.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jia Liang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Bhaizu, and cure Dad for good!
Wishful thinking, little dude.
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng funeral parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Is she finally gone?
All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Such as Paimon's idea of celebration can only mean one thing.
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
This is a hard-won meal. Maybe I'll whip something up. It's been a while.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Bhaizu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Bhaizu, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Oh, I'm playing as Bhaizu now. part zombie?
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget to...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
Oh, it's gonna be so awkward for him. He's listening so intently, Chi-Chi's like, yeah, I don't remember myself. Good luck, fucko. I feel like she was going to say something like, jot down what you need to remember, but obviously she didn't remember to write that down. I love Chi-Chi so much. I wish we got her character story. I need more Chi-Chi in my life. I need more Chi-Chi events. She's such a precious little thing. Guess we're going for a walk. Oh, I never knew my elemental skill had 2 stacks.
A bitter pill to swallow. Mind the side effects.
That's kind of cool. So if I really want to, I can do his thing in 2 bursts immediately. Oh, by the way, if you guys are wondering, the reason I chose to do Bhaizu's character story is because I'm actually building Bhaizu in my free time.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Bhaizu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changsheng's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there...
We? You didn't do shit!
Even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Bhaizu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Bhaizu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Qiqi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
You know, assuming Qiqi remembers him.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Bhaizu, what did Jiangli mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Also, when Sheng Sheng was talking about fate, what did she mean exactly?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Bhaizu and Zhengli's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Ooh, a
Long
cutscene.
ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is, until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poisoned chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving? has any patience? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojin. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Bhaizu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
I was wondering if he would pass it on to Chi-Chi or Gui. I figured he'd pass it on to Gui since Gui had a life force to share. But I guess this confirms there won't be a predecessor. That's too bad. All the idea of Chi-Chi being the next predecessor makes no goddamn sense. It would have been cool to have a character who canonically could use multiple elements without a delusion. Could you imagine a Cryo and Dendro Chi-Chi in the future? I think that would be cool.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison, poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison.
Ah, so it's less he refuses to find a successor and more he's convinced he'll find immortality before he dies. Yeah, good luck with that, Bhaizu.
Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Changsheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
You have to become immortal yourself.
Precisely. I will be Changsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
No, it won't. We will be next.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Bhaizu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Then stop talking.
Dr. Bhaizu, Traveler.
I should stop
What are you
picking
still
on
chatting
Paimon.
about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Yay, coconut milk. I love you so much, Chi-Chi.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Oh, Paimon. Wait, why was the coconut milk for Paimon and Changsheng specifically?
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
The Heart of Healing. Quest complete.
Faster? Okay, faster.
Sometimes these quests have dialogue after them, but it looks like I can't actually find the others. I guess we won't have any fun post-quest dialogue. Yeah, they don't seem to be around, so we can't get any fun post-quest dialogue. Disappointing. And if you're thinking, oh, post-quest dialogue only exists for, like, big event quests. Nope, Venti's quest had post-quest dialogue. There may have been others, I just don't remember them. But yeah, no one's around. No post-quest dialogue here.
Faster? Okay.
Do I get a discount since I'm a Chi-Chi? Ooh, food! Jade fruit soup. I need more of these for Shenhe.
Please, show me your prescription.
Alright. Let's see. Bhaizu's interesting. Kind of makes me wonder how he'd bond with Lisa, since she's a similar sort of ticking timer. Considering the erosion thing we know about from the Archons.
Breathe. 3, 4, and...
What, you think even if he became immortal he'd erode? Probably. Alright. I've reached my 2-hour minimum. I know there is something else I can do in the game right now, but I'm kind of hungry and want to go eat my lunch, so... I think I'll end the stream off here.
Somewhere cooler.
Chi-Chi, it's night. It doesn't get any cooler than this.
Show me your prescription.
Not the right thing.
1,
Boop.
2, breathe. 3.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream and I enjoyed making it for you all. If you enjoyed and want to see more of my content, you can find me at youtube.com/KingD353. Again, that's...
Please,
hello?
show me your prescription.
Computer,
Hey,
obey
you know
me.
what? Neither do I.
Fine, don't obey me, you little shit.
Already forgot.
Okay, like I was saying, you can find me at youtube.com/KingD353. Again, that's youtube.com/KingD353. When I'm not re-uploading streams, I'm uploading episodes of Persona 5 Royal, Fire Emblem Free Hopes, and other random stuff. Also, if you feel I deserve it, you can donate to me at buymeacoffee.com/KingD353. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/KingD353. Every donation is appreciated, and for less than $1, you can join us on Discord. We can chat, play video games, share memes, and have ourselves a grand old time.
Cooler.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see all of you beautiful people later. Now, let's see who we can raid at the last moment, because that's just a thing I do now. That's Kick. Can't really raid Kick. Still can't raid Kick. That is a Twitch stream. Is this person online? And are they playing a video game?
Please, show me your prescription.
Hey, do you know what?
He's playing Fortnite, and he has ads before you can enter a stream. I really hate when people have ads before you can enter their streams. But hey, as long as it's not too many ads, I will still raid them. But I swear to God, if I get 3 ads in a row again, we're not raiding this person, because there needs to be some level of consideration for the person trying to enter the stream. Nope, just the 1 ad. That's fine. Alright, let's raid this Fortnite streamer.
Please,
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4.
Looks like it's just me, which means it's not worth it.
1,